Hey, welcome back. Welcome to the docket watching party. You know, a party isn't a party until you showed up, so I'm glad you're here. We are headed back to court today. Can you believe I found some footage that we haven't looked over together? Yes. New footage alert. Nobody knows, but I know. Futuristically. Oh, and this footage is good. It's exceptional. This doctor and James Owens are going to go toe to toe right there in the courtroom. James is attempting his good old boy from Milton poor me act. You know, he and Sarah has that in common. My limited resources, Your Honor. Thank you. Now, in my opinion, James was trying to send bat signals to the record that he and his client weren't being treated fairly by the court. It wasn't fair. The battle cry of a loser. You guys, he's even implying that he's being blindsided. Judge Cranick is having none of it, though. He's going to make James do a deposition right there in the courtroom during trial. He opens the floor for James right then and there. Now, the floor swallowed him up, but that's not the point. The point is, he was on the spot, going back and forth with this doctor about Sarah's mental health. Now, I'm no doctor, so I'll need all of my medical people to chime in the comment section. But they're going back and forth about PTSD and battered spouse. You know, Sarah's trying to keep up her ruse. No malicious. So it's imperative what these doctors are testifying to. Unlike Dr. Harper, she's not buying into that whole parentified deal she was trying to sell us for half off. No, this doctor, she's challenging the defense. She's challenging them flat out. The whole, I'm afraid. His family hates me. She's challenging that. Sidebar, shout out to you guys down in the chat, on the replay, my light crew, my hype crew, my email crew, my fellow creators, subscribers, members, and my mods. Mods, you guys rock. You keep a very well-maintained chat. Shout out to all the Scoundrels and Straight A students. Sidebar, there's a little scoundrel that has entered the room. It's been fun docket watching with you guys. It's been an up and down roller coaster with a splash of blood on our keyboards. But we're hanging in there, right? Judge Jackson, where are you? Sidebar. Last sidebar. Judge Jackson, we understand. It has been determined in the chat. One of our people, our legal people, shout out to all our people, said that it's typical up to 90 days for a wait for a decision from family court. So, there we are. Also, one of our math people in our last live calculated that $600 book that Sarah wanted her brother to purchase for her. She could have broken that down and paid for calls to Little Man, 153 calls for 30 minutes each for $600. Please let me know how you feel about that in the chat. Now let's get this party started. Looks like Sarah isn't the only Florida inmate or defendant, shout out to Daryl Brooks, that requests hair and makeup during trial. Get into this. This is Alicia Andrews. She's a defendant in the Julio Fulio murder trial, an up-and-coming rapper, controversial rapper from Florida. Shout out to Florida. Leave where you're from in the chat. Don't forget. You know, I like to know where all my people are. And what time is it where you're watching from? Alicia Andrews is a murder defendant who is on trial right now, currentistically. Her trial is going on. She has a few co-defendants. Alicia is being accused of masterminding this entire hit. Meanwhile, the only thing she's worried about is her lip gloss and her hair and giggling on the stand. She's getting all dressed up for her life sentence. I wonder if she requested snacks too. This is no doubt what Sarah wanted to do on the stand. Judge Cranick was having none of it. I just can't believe it. I had to share it with you guys. This girl is just literally getting dolled up and giggling and laughing like she's on job interviews. Like she's looking for jobs. Look at that. That's what the girls would have done, they would have put, well, they did put that raccoon eye makeup on Sarah, right? Made her look so creepy. Now, this young lady, Alicia Andrews, the evidence against her is pretty damning. She's being accused of hanging out with a rapper, a famous Florida rapper, all day on his birthday. While they're hanging out, going to the clubs, driving around in fancy cars, she's secretly text messaging her boyfriend to follow her and the famous rapper so they can ambush him later at the hotel, which they did. When he pulled up to the hotel, 2 cars with 3 shooters hopped out with automatic rifles and weapons and ambushed the young man. She was pretty much the Catherine McBanois of the case. She held everything together, made all the connections. We will definitely keep our good eye on Alicia's case to see if the hair and makeup helped her verdict. Speaking of accountability and verdicts, Christopher Schultes. We were just talking about Christopher, the hot car dad, yesterday on our episode and in our shorts. I was really looking forward to sharing his trial with you guys, but breaking news, he's taking a deal. He stood in front of a court and admitted guilt to second-degree murder for the death of his daughter, Parker. Parker was just 2 years old when her dad left her in the car, went in the house to look at adult movies. The thing is, Arizona is the desert, like Vegas. The temperatures reach almost 120 degrees. Teresa Bell, hey Teresa, says one of his daughters said she was left in the car 59 times. I hate him so much. I also hate the mother. The kids wandered around the neighborhood. There were many search parties for the kids. Oh no. The neighbors were saddened but not surprised. The mother knew the dad drove drunk with the kids, was an alcoholic, left the kids in the car as a babysitter, let the kids wander, hit the kids, etc. The mom could have hired a nanny to keep the kids safe. She didn't. How is Chris Schultes killing his daughter any different than the Hoddles, Lori Daybell, or any other child murderer? Man.
Per the agreement, he was free to leave by himself here at court today. I questioned him as he left the courthouse. Mr. Schultes, anything you want to say for yourself? You pled guilty. Do you have any regrets about your daughter being in that hot car? What would you say to your daughter, Parker, right now if you could speak with her? She's 2 years old. And as you heard there, he stayed silent. The Pima County Attorney's Office is considering this plea agreement as justice. They released a statement today saying, in part, we are grateful for the hard work and dedication of our prosecutors, victim advocates, staff, for their collaboration with local law enforcement on this complicated and high-profile case. This is yet another reminder to the community that the Pima County Attorney's Office will do everything we can to get justice for victims and prosecute those who have caused harm to others, especially those who are most vulnerable. Schultes will remain out of custody for now until November 5th.
Now let's watch this body cam footage where Christopher was acting very suspicious. Well, he knew what he'd done. At one point, he started arguing with detectives to try to take a shower. I'm assuming he made a mess watching his adult movies.
How long was she sleeping in the car out there?
I want to say it was no more than 30, 45 minutes. And I don't think her air was off that entire time. I think there was a time in between. I had checked on her last. It was still running. She was still sleeping. And then when I went back out, the car was off.
Plot twist. Now check this out. Christopher has been accused of child abuse as far back as 2014. He was accused of slapping his child, leaving bruises, and failing to help the girl manage her diabetes. What is up with this guy? Excuse me. All the complaints were ruled unsubstantiated. That didn't stop the child from moving back to the care of her mother. Let's head over to the apartment to see Christopher's reaction immediately after the crime. Let's get this party started. First responders are just approaching the scene and trying to save baby girl. Let's fast forward a bit. I want to see this POS. 1 second. Okay, here.
Okay. We're going to make sure she gets down there okay. All right. We have officers escorting her down there. If we need to, we will drive her down there and we'll make the same accommodations for you. All right. We'll keep you updated with everything they have there.
Oh my goodness. Terrible. Okay, Dad's over there. He needs a drink of water, it looks like. That officer was asking about the mother.
Thank you. Can we get you anything?
His phone is ringing. He has a call. Poor baby. I wonder if that was the mom.
She wants me to try and get her right to the hospital.
Hey, we'll accommodate that for you, all right? We're just gonna need to get a statement from you about what happened, what's been going on. Obviously, I know this isn't easy for you, okay? It's not easy for anyone around right now. We're gonna keep you updated with everything we hear. Do you want to sit down somewhere? Where would you be most comfortable?
Sure, like...
You want me to refill this for you? Can I sit? Is that alright?
Okay, watch this next interaction really closely.
I don't want to feel like we're intruding, but we're going to have to stand by with you for a while. Alright?
Is there a reason why?
So any death, we have to treat like a crime scene. I know this is extremely difficult for you. This is a normal process that we have to follow through with. I don't want you to be blindsided by anything, but that's what's going to be going on for right now, okay?
So I'm being treated like a murderer?
No.
I just lost my baby.
Not at all. I know that. And I know this isn't easy for you. That's why I'm trying to be straightforward and honest with you, okay? I don't want to keep any secrets. I don't want to hide anything for you. Someone's going to talk to you about what happened, though. All right? We will keep you updated with everything.
My whole family, my whole family's going to be ruined.
Would it be all right? So we can't let you do that right now. We have to stand by with you. Okay? As soon as you can, we will let you know.
You can stay in the room if you want, but I'm not going to talk.
I know this isn't easy for you, but the quicker we get this done and finish up, the sooner you can be with your wife. All right?
I'm trying to rinse off so I can go to the hospital and be with my wife.
We're not going to shower or anything right now. You need to stand by with us.
I don't understand why.
Okay? Please.
I don't understand why.
I tried explaining that to you. We just need to stand by with you.
I'm standing by. Why can't I take a shower while you stand by? What is...
It's not necessary right now. Okay. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower. There'll be time for that, but it's not right.
The officers eventually get Christopher to agree not to shower while he's detained. Was he trying to wash off evidence? This Arizona dad's happy ending ended in tragedy. His 2-year-old daughter, Parker, left alone in a vehicle up to 140 degrees hot for hours. While he stayed in the house, he said he was playing video games initially. It was later discovered he was watching inappropriate films, which could be why he was trying to shower. Chime in below. Please let me know what you think. Christopher is now pled guilty and taken a plea deal for up to 30 years to save himself from a life sentence. Now let's watch when Christopher gets the news that he's arrested.
Okay. What happens at this point?
That's the wife.
You're taken in custody, alright, and you will be booked. And then after you are booked, you have an initial appearance with the judge within the first 24 hours, okay? After the first 24 hours, right, the judge will determine bond and things like that as far as what happens next. At that point, the case goes to the courts. It'll be between you, it'll be between your attorneys, and it'll be between the county prosecutor, okay?
That officer kept a tight grip on Christopher's wrist. Did you notice that? Shout out to Arizona. The Arizona dad is avoiding trial by taking a plea deal. What are your thoughts? Let's head back over to court and watch James argue fact over opinion.
That is an opinion.
Opinion would be subject to change. Question, what was your opinion?
Mr. Owens?
Number one, that question and answer, she gave a differing opinion than what she gave in her deposition, which, subject to the agreement we had, I should have noticed. Number two, with the proffer, it seems that she's going to find that post-traumatic stress disorder did not apply to the facts as related by Sarah Boone. And that is an opinion that I needed to know about. And I asked throughout this deposition and at the very end some general, if you have any new opinions or anything new. So it's an evidentiary issue. I've got a right to be prepared for the trial through discovery to know what the witnesses are going to opine. And this is a discovery violation based on two things. One, her initial answer to the question that I objected to, and then two, the proffer is a new opinion. It's a discovery violation. I asked that the witness be stricken.
Any response?
He asked that the witness be stricken, I bet. 2 violations, discovery and proffer. Okay, James is upset about the answer the doctor gave. I've got a right to be prepared. He sounds like Sarah. So I'll know what to plan on.
Judge, I think it's clear from my original question that the intent that I stated was the intent of my question, to get the answer that I intended to get, was what the question was intended to elicit from the witness. As far as the discovery violations and continued attacks, I'm not convinced he understands what the answer means or what it's going to be. The answer isn't going to be Ms. Boone didn't have PTSD, hence, therefore, battered spouse syndrome doesn't apply in this case. Mm-hmm. What I believe she's going to say, and what I believe I've been saying she's going to say, based on our conversations, was irrespective of whether anybody believes Ms. Boone had BSS or PTSD, it is irrelevant because of what Ms. Boone told her happened at the time of the event. That is not a discovery violation. She was specific in saying, if you have any questions you want to ask me, I'll give you an opinion. That is exactly what she said on page 67 of the deposition in response to a question that starts at line 7. Question, just double dog sure, you admit that you have no other opinions other than the ones you've expressed here today. Answer, that I've been asked about. If I'm asked about something else, that I'll offer it. They didn't ask about the interplay of the facts with the relevance of the syndrome. That's them, not the state.
Any other argument?
The totality, if you read that deposition and all that we talked
I
about.
specifically asked you, Mr. Owens, to point out for me excuse me, I specifically asked for you to point out specific portions of the deposition that are at odds with either A, the opinion that was previously given, or B, what was proffered to. You have provided me pages 45, 46 of the deposition relating to specific opinions on whether or not Ms. Boone suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. Are there any other portions of the depo that you would like to point out for me? I am not going to read an 87-page deposition and continue to waste our jurors' time as we try to find a solution for the situation that is now before us. If there are specific portions of this deposition that are at odds with the opinions that have been proffered and or provided so far, I would ask you to direct my attention to them.
It's like James is trying to buy time. Judge Cranick is so crystal clear, for the record. I love it. He's about to put James on the spot. Take your deposition right now. Since you want to complain, take it right now, here in open court.
Well, the ones that I expressed.
Other than what you've already identified.
The ones that I expressed, and that just the understanding that we had, that she, in the pages that I have talked about previously here today, in the pages that I referred to about our agreement, that she was going to let me know if there were any opinions that she had, in addition to the opinions that she gave in the transcript.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right. Any other argument, Mr. J?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, the court has had the opportunity to listen to the case as the defendant has regard to the elements of a Richardson. Based on the been paying attention to the questions and answers and the readbacks of both the proffered testimony and the opinion testimony.
Yes.
And because my question is, do you want it struck as it relates to the third category, the effect on the defendant to properly prepare for trial? Although the questions in the deposition as highlighted by the defense so far are do not address the opinions being currently offered, I do find that it had some impact on the ability for the defendant to properly prepare for trial. As it relates to the opinion that was previously provided as read back, specifically my opinion was that she did not give enough information to diagnose her with PTSD at the time of the evaluation at the jail. What is your position, if any, with regard to that opinion now that the jury has heard it? Mr. Owens. Because my question is, do you want it struck?
On that issue, we'll address it on cross-examination.
So you do not want it to be struck, and you do not want a curative instruction?
Well, I'm going to question her about post-traumatic stress, so it's going to come out through my cross from the deposition about what she said, and then it's inconsistent with what she said here today, so I'm going to want to rely on that question, or that answer.
Okay, all right. Ms. Boone, have you been paying attention to the questions and answers and the readbacks of both the proffered testimony and the opinion testimony?
Yes.
And are you on board with the strategy not to seek to strike that opinion?
Yes.
Thank you.
Judge Cranick continues to make it clear Sarah is along for the ride.
I believe that will provide a cure for the discovery violation under the Richardson violation based on your request not to strike the prior opinion. And since you're going to utilize that on cross, I find that the prejudice is limited. But with regard to the new opinions, I will give you the opportunity to depose her now, curing the prejudice at that point in time. You may proceed.
Dr. Warner.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dr. Warner.
At some point, the state attorney notified you that you were to come today.
Correct.
Did you and the state attorney have a discussion about your testimony?
Yes.
When was that discussion?
Briefly last night.
So y'all talked on the phone last night?
Yes.
Have y'all had any discussions since the phone conversation last night?
Briefly this morning.
And how long was the phone conversation?
Less than 5 minutes.
How long was the face-to-face conversation?
Less than 5 minutes.
Did y'all discuss that your testimony would be that you did not have enough information that you gathered from Sarah Boone to form an opinion as to whether or not she suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder?
Correct, that my opinion hadn't changed.
I'm sorry?
Yes, that my opinion hadn't changed, that I didn't have enough information.
Okay.
And did the state attorney speak to you about that it didn't matter whether you had an opinion if you didn't feel like the facts that Sarah Boone had given you as it relates to the facts and issue in this case, that you didn't, if you didn't feel like post-traumatic stress even applied, then you could answer that way?
Correct, that was my opinion, correct.
But did he present that to you initially for you to form an opinion about it?
James cannot get over the fact that Dr. Warner simply doesn't agree with his defense.
No, my opinion was that it didn't apply because of the way that she described the incident to me.
Was that your opinion back when I took your deposition?
Yes,
When did you form that opinion?
when she described the incident to me.
Why didn't you let us know that was your opinion at the time that I took your deposition?
You didn't ask me about that, sir.
Do you remember me asking you any other opinions that you may have as it relates to this case?
You didn't ask me specifically about that.
I understand that, but you're saying you formed that opinion prior to the deposition, correct?
Yes. The state attorney and I discussed that on the way out of the jail, as a matter of fact.
After the deposition?
No, sir. After the evaluation.
Okay.
On the way out of the jail.
All right, and I asked you, were there any other opinions that you may express at trial after you had discussed that with the state attorney prior to the deposition? Is that correct?
Yes.
And so you were aware that I didn't want to be ambushed at trial. I wanted to know any and all opinions that you may be expressing in the Sarah Boone case.
He didn't want to be ambushed. Ambushed? What does he expect her to say?
I didn't know what specific information you wanted, sir. That's why you had a deposition. I answered your questions. I don't know what all information you want me to provide to you.
So because I didn't ask you specifics, you felt like you didn't have to respond specifically?
No, sir, I answered all of your questions. And as I said, I'm happy to answer any questions that I'm asked. I don't know what questions you want me to answer.
But you know that this was a central issue in the case. Did you not? Your opinion
Yes.
is relating to a central issue in this case.
Correct?
You're aware Sarah Boone's on trial for murder.
That's correct.
And you had this opinion when I was taking your deposition, and I was asking you specifics about any opinions that you may be expressing in the trial of Sarah Boone, and you did not disclose it.
Well, I told you that I would answer any questions that were asked of me. I have a number of opinions. I know that I don't feel that she's suffering from major depressive disorder. I didn't offer that opinion either. I have a number of opinions.
That's all the questions I have.
James is ready to end the line of questioning now. The doctor is like, I don't believe she suffers from any of this stuff. He had to know the state's doctor was going to have an opposing view from his own. Just another shining moment from the trial with James. This is similar to when he went off on Mrs. Torres for crying when she saw her son in the suitcase.
Mr. J, anything else?
I'm just making sure he doesn't want to inquire,
This is your opportunity, Mr. Owens.
because that was more just about.
Inquire about what?
This is your opportunity to inquire. You are conducting a deposition. This is your opportunity and your only opportunity to cure any prejudice that we've identified with regard to those proffered opinions as it relates to the relationship of battered spouse syndrome and or post-traumatic stress disorder as proffered.
The problem is now, Judge, is I've got my expert, and we weren't aware. You know how in these type cases, the experts are allowed to listen to the testimony of the other experts and read the depositions of the other experts. Dr. Warner, were you given the opportunity to read Dr. Harper's deposition?
I was.
I mean, that's standard operating procedure in these type cases, and now I'm taking a deposition on the fly, and then I haven't had a chance to speak with my expert about those opinions and whether or not that would change her opinion. It just puts me in a very difficult situation, but if I'm ordered to continue the deposition, I will.
That's your decision. It's not an order. I'm just saying that this is the opportunity to cure that Richardson issue. You asked previously to strike the expert. I am disinclined to do that. The case law says that is an extraordinary remedy, one which I am not going to permit.
Sorry, James. It isn't going to be that easy. You're going to have to work for it. Let's go.
Dr. Warner, you realize you're in a courtroom.
Yes, sir.
And we're waiting on the jury on the trial of Sarah Boone.
Yes.
Are there any other opinions that you intend to express in this trial that you have not disclosed to me in the deposition, or you have not disclosed here today under oath?
I'm happy to answer any questions that I'm asked.
Are you refusing to answer my question about any other opinions that you intend to express here today as it relates to Sarah Boone, who is on trial for murder in the second degree?
Judge, I'm going to object. The catch-all, vague question that Mr. Owens wants to ask this expert witness about any and all opinions she may or may not have, 99 out of 100 attorneys would come in here and say that's not how you do depositions with expert witnesses. You have to ask specific questions. Anytime you ask a question like that of an expert, the expert is always going to say, please ask me a specific question. And that's what she did then. That's what she's doing now. It's unfair and vague to ask somebody, tell me every opinion you have.
Judge.
Yes, sir.
We're in the middle of a trial. She's fixing to testify. She's had conversations with the state attorney. She knows what she's going to be asked in terms of opinions that she's going to express. That's why she's here, to help the jury understand the science that relates to the law and express opinions. I mean, for me to ask, we're playing hide the ball here? In the middle of a trial.
I disagree that there's any hiding of the ball. There's been a proffer that's been read multiple times as to the scope of the opinions regarding to battered spouse syndrome and post-traumatic stress disorder and its relationship to the facts of the case as the defendant represented them. And the answer is they are not relatable to the incident as relayed by the defendant. That is the opinion that have been proffered.
That was explained beautifully. A first grader could understand. Negative earned.
All right, can I continue with my deposition?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Warner, do you recall expressing that you wanted more time to reflect as to whether or not Sarah Boone suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yes, that I was going to review my notes to see if I had enough information in there to support or negate that.
All right. What additional information would you need for you to express an opinion that she suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder?
So she did not give me information regarding the presence of intrusive symptoms. She didn't give me information regarding persistent avoidance. She didn't give me information regarding alterations in arousal or reactivity.
Anything else?
No.
Would you agree you failed to ask her those questions?
I asked her if there was any other important information that she felt like she needed to share with me at the end of my evaluation, and she said no.
So a catch-all question.
Correct.
Were there any other personality disorders? Isn't that what you do as a psychiatrist? You diagnose an opinion, express opinions about whether people suffer from personality disorders?
Correct.
Are there any other personality disorders that you have formed opinions about Sarah Boone that you intend to express?
No.
Did you see what he did there with the whole catch-all question scenario? He's really upset about that.
So, narcissism, you did not find?
I found narcissistic traits.
In terms of your opinion that she suffers from narcissistic personality disorder?
No, sir, I said narcissistic traits.
Okay. So you don't have an opinion that she suffers from narcissistic personality disorder?
Correct. She displays narcissistic traits.
You expressed an opinion that she suffers from alcohol use syndrome,
Alcohol use disorder.
alcohol use disorder.
Correct.
Is that still your opinion?
Yes, it is.
Anxiety disorder. Is it your opinion she suffers from the anxiety disorder?
No.
Do you recall in your deposition indicating that you felt like she suffered from either anxiety disorder or adjustment disorder?
That's correct.
And you've changed that opinion now?
I'm leaning towards the adjustment disorder secondary to her legal situation.
So you haven't formed an opinion as to whether or not she suffers from general anxiety disorder or adjustment disorder?
Correct.
The doctor is holding her composure.
You agree that she suffered from trauma as it relates to the domestic violence history that she expressed to you from the intimate partner violence with George Torres?
Yes, as reported by.
Sidebar, how do you think James is doing so far in his on-the-spot deposition with Dr. Warner? What do you think of Dr. Warner's position as far as Sarah's concerned? Are you leaning more towards Dr. Warner or Dr. Harper's testimony in regards to her mental health at the time? Prioristically, and futuristically.
Her, yes.
Do you have anything to dispute that?
No.
In your opinion, does she suffer from any form of psychosis?
No.
Is it your opinion that Sarah Boone suffers from acute stress disorder?
No.
Is it your opinion that Sarah Boone suffers from intimate partner violence?
Yes, I think that there is enough history the volatile relationship between the two of them.
Because of that, do you believe that Sarah Boone suffers from battered spouse syndrome?
She may meet the criteria for that.
May. So it's possible?
Yes.
Is that your opinion?
Yes.
Definitively, you can't say?
There's a history of her having that, yes.
So you agree she suffers from battered spouse syndrome?
Yeah.
I believe we've covered anxiety disorder, narcissism, battered spouse syndrome, and alcohol use disorder. Are there any other opinions that you intend to express as it relates to that or any other psychological condition of Sarah Boone?
No.
That's all the questions I have.
Okay, as James rests his case, let's see what Judge Cranick thought of that performance. Remember, he wants Dr. Warner's testimony completely stricken from the record. He wants it out of there. He only wants Dr. Harper's testimony on the record.
Any other arguments at this time?
No, Judge, just the one I've already made.
Okay, all right. The court has conducted its Richardson hearing and made its findings. The court, as previously identified, will not strike the expert as that remedy is quite draconian, and I will not do so based on the questions that were asked as highlighted by the defense.
Page 14. The deposition.
By Zoom, yes.
You appear by Zoom, I appear by Zoom, the state attorney appear by Zoom.
Yes, that's
And we discussed that these were the phone records from Sarah Boone's phone.
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, you said they're not necessarily overly relevant to your evaluation. Did you not say that?
I don't recall specifically. I'm happy to look at it.
Can I approach the witness?
You may.
I have it, if you just refer me to the page.
Just a moment.
She's like, please don't come near me.
I do.
Page 14. My question is at line 3. Your answer begins at line 5.
This is so pointless. I know Dr. Warner is annoyed.
Correct.
And you agree that any...
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Well, I'm going to ask another question about the text messages, Judge.
You just said line 5. Approach.
Dr. Warner is smiling. She's like, ugh, this imbecile. She doesn't want to look impartial to the jury, so she's just smiling at the papers like, ugh. James is asking circular questions at this point. I don't even think he knows what he's doing. All because Dr. Warner won't admit. Do you want me to admit that? Because I won't. I never will.
Dr. Warner, did that refresh your recollection about our discussions about the text messages in your evaluation?
Yes.
And would you agree that they're not necessarily overly relevant to your evaluation of Sarah Boone?
Correct.
And you agree that after reviewing all those text messages, that there was nothing that stuck out to you that caused you to pause and feel like they may have some impact on your evaluations of Sarah Boone?
Permission to voir dire?
Can she answer the question?
Have her answer the question first.
Wow.
I'm not sure what you're referring to in the deposition.
Page 14. My question is at line 21. Your answer is at line 25.
Correct. And I said no. As I said, it made me aware that they had a volatile relationship.
But my question to you specifically is there anything in the text messages that stuck out to you that caused you to pause and feel like that may have some impact on your evaluations?
Correct.
And you agree your answer is no?
As I said, it made me aware. That's not my complete answer.
Okay, well, let's
I can
talk.
read my
First, you
complete
said
answer.
no.
As I said, it made me aware that they had a
Ma'am,
volatile
ma'am.
It's not my complete answer.
I know, Dr. Warner, but didn't you say no to me? That was your first sentence, was no.
It's not my complete answer.
I understand. I'm going to let you answer that. But when I asked you if there was anything in the text messages that caused you to pause and would in some way affect the impact on your evaluation, your answer to me was no.
It's not my complete answer.
I understand. But was your answer not to me no?
Yes, but that is not
All
my
right.
complete
Now,
answer.
at the same time, Dr. Warner, at the same time you expressed that they had a volatile relationship.
That is not the totality of my answer either.
Okay, and I'm going to get to it.
Okay.
But part of your answer was that they had a volatile relationship,
Correct?
and this is in relation to my question about the text messages. You agree?
Yes.
After you said no, you said they had a volatile relationship and that she text messaged calling him an idiot, a fucking idiot, for overdrafting her account.
Correct?
And in those text messages, there was some reference to domestic violence between the two.
Correct.
And that demonstrated to you that they had a violent relationship.
Correct.
And do you not agree that that evidence of a volatile relationship had an effect on you expressing your opinion here today that Sarah Boone suffered from battered spouse syndrome?
Judge, we need to object. We need to approach.
And Dr. Harper is like, yes, saved by the objection.
Objections overruled. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, is it fair to say, in your evaluation of Sarah Boone on October the 2nd of 2024, that you felt like the text messages that you received from the state attorney
Objection beyond scope.
Overruled.
are not relevant to your evaluation of Sarah Boone?
Withdraw.
I wasn't sure at the time who actually, I wasn't sure whose phone number it was. In all honesty, we discussed that in the deposition, and I wasn't sure, I have no proof of who actually sent the text, who actually had possession of the phone and put the text, any of the texts in.
Well, I was there for the deposition, was I not? Or I appeared by Zoom, did I not?
No, so you were present in person.
Okay, I'm trying to think.
Oh, deposition.
The deposition.
By Zoom, yes.
You appear by Zoom, I appear by Zoom, the state attorney appeared by Zoom.
Yes, that's
And we discussed that these were the phone records from Sarah Boone's phone.
yes.
Okay. And at that time, you said they're not necessarily overly relevant to your evaluation. Did you not say that?
I don't.
Sidebar. All of this text message argument is nonsense. James even mentioned he didn't even read the text messages. What about these messages? These text messages? What are they trying to say? I can't remember if it was an interview or during trial. James mentioned that he didn't even have a chance to go over all the discovery, including the messages. I must admit, there's a lot of messages to go through. I can imagine he didn't read them all. Hide and seek I shall. He should have. It would have given him a clearer picture into his client's brain, or lack thereof. We all know Sarah was behind that phone messaging George and his family. I'm sure the doctor knows too. She can't prove it. The court can't prove it. Therefore, it doesn't count. Sidebar. Breaking news. Ground is being broken at the White House for the first time in over 100 years.
Certain areas are being left. We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. It was over the course of 100 years, it was changed. The columns were removed, and it was a much different building. Then a story was added on in 1948, 1949. There was a story added on, which was not particularly nice. And the building was very, very much changed from what it was originally. It was never thought of as being much. It was a very small building.
Many Americans and historians are outraged at the thought of demolition at such a historical building. President Trump says this $1 million ballroom is underway. It will be funded by him and private donors. With many protests going on around the U.S. right now, this adds to the levels of complexities here in the U.S. What are your thoughts on the new ballroom and demolition at the White House?
It's absolutely beautiful. You can see the kind of interiors that we're talking about. That's an interior of the ballroom. And it's the highest level. And you see it goes beautifully with the White House. I mean, the mix is beautiful. So over the years, many presidents have made changes. This obviously would be the biggest change, but this was something they've wanted for at least 150 years. In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure.
So these are the tablets. Phone dialer, that's your phone. Messaging, free profile, video, law library. Can I hit this?
Yep.
Oh.
There we go. Then you bring the law library out.
So you can actually access the law library from these?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Westlaw.
Yep.
What? That's fire. Let me click back out. Square.
Okay, we are headed over to Tealwood Apartments to find out how Sarah got that nasty scar on her leg and listen to Melissa, the apartment manager, give us some inside info on how Sarah and George both behaved at the apartment. Melissa did not testify at Sarah's trial. She would have had to answer why she allowed Sarah to lock George out of his apartment, and he was a paying tenant.
You had told us that Sarah would confide in you about her and George's relationship. Can you tell us further what she would tell you?
Yes. Sarah, shortly after she moved in with George, she came to the office to talk to me. We noticed bruises and stuff on her, and she asked me if she could talk to me privately and asked how she would be able to get George off of the lease. Is there any way to do that? Which prompted, deeper conversation. She proceeded to let me know and was showing me a lot of bruises and marks. There were handprints, scratches. She even at one point had to go to the hospital. Through multiple conversations that we had had, it steadily progressed. She had a very large gash at one point in her shin. She had to go to the hospital and get that taken care of. I'm not exactly sure what it was from, but I think it had to do when they got into a fight outside and something got broke. I think it was one of their wine glasses or something. But she came to me at one point asking, what do I do? Like, how can I get rid of him? I've never dealt with this type of situation. I just counsel her as she continued to come to me and explain to her that, she had to make a decision if she was going to stay with him or not be with him. If she, was going to try to work things out, they needed to seek out therapy, help, something. It wasn't too long after that last conversation that I found out the police had come and George was arrested. I don't remember about how long it was in between time, but there was another incident after that where they both got arrested, all for domestic. The complaints throughout their whole term, roughly about 20 to 30 noise complaints, fighting, arguing, banging on doors, loud music. It was just always something pertaining to their lifestyle. I do know that I have seen both of them intoxicated as early as 9 o'clock in the morning, and I mean staggering, falling down intoxicated, both of them. Not properly dressed, I'll say it like that, sitting on the side of her building over by the retention pond. When I was told about that is when I approached Sarah, sat down, talked to her. I even had also separately went and talked to George and told them that once they had sobered up, I needed to have a meeting with them. The following business day, because this was a Friday, I do remember that, I went to see them Monday, roughly about 12 o'clock. They were sober. They apparently had some epiphany, that they were going to straighten themselves up and start acting right. And they did very good for, basically until now. I haven't gotten any complaints since May of the past year, But up until that point, the complaints were consistent, monthly, always.
Would you ever speak with George by himself? Like, did he ever confide in you about their relationship?
The one time where, like I was just saying, that when I talked to her, she asked me to go talk to him. But she's like, please, go put the fear of God in him. Fear of God in him. I'm a very stern property manager. I don't tolerate a whole lot of crap.
Right.
And she knew that, and she seemed scared of him at the time. So I said, sure, no problem, just stay here. We'll go talk to him. I went over, sat down, talked to George. I talked to him for about 30 minutes altogether. And, George had explained to me that she was actually the aggressive one. And the reason she ended up with marks is, in my perception of what he was trying to explain is that she's very hands-on, in the face, dramatized in talking and explaining or fussing or whatever they might have been doing.
There's 3 sides to every story. Now, George is debunking Sarah's side, that she's such a victim. He's letting her know, like, hey, this is pretty much self-defense, mutual combat. I'm trying to get this chick off of me. She's really handsy and touchy-feely. We've seen Sarah several times trying to touch the officers. She even stood up to Scott in the interrogation. Also, we heard Juan Torres, George's brother, describe the day Sarah pushed their dad over drunkenly trying to get a hug from him. Hug? Hug, please.
Right. And I believe that because Jean, my assistant, doesn't even like to deal with her, would avoid her like the plague, because she was always drunk and she's very hands-on. There was one day, as a matter of fact, it was that same day that I talked to George by himself. She kept grabbing me by the arms to the point that I told her, I said, if you touch me one more time, we're going to have a problem. I'm either going to contact the police or whatever we need to do, but you can't keep grabbing on me. I had asked her several times to quit touching me. And because of that, she would do the same thing to Jean, and Jean didn't like it.
Right.
So, that's what he was explaining to me, is she was always the...
Melissa goes on to explain to Scott and Chelsea how Sarah is really handsy and drunk and sloppily behaving during her drunken stupors. Let's just go over to Tealwood to get a view of it ourselves. This is going to be our Saint Sarah one night after she drunkenly flee to former husband's house, waking everyone up, including little man, to get her keys. George is at home asleep. He doesn't know any of this is going on. The police are going to bang the door down. They're trying to get in because Sarah's saying she's been assaulted. George is in the house asleep, scared, hiding. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yes. Hi, Lucas.
He wanted to meet you. Actually tell him what you want to be when you grow up. Oh, please.
You want to be a cop? Great job, man. Stay out of trouble.
Thank you. See you tomorrow, Mom. I'll call you later. Okay. But
That's your...
night termite, sir.
That's your son?
I love you, baby head. Yes.
Oh, with your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. And this is where he lives?
Yes. Ooh, I can't see. You're going to my place?
Mm-hmm.
123. You're going to my place? You're going to my place?
Mm-hmm.
123 Foxtrot, Unit check.
Why didn't you let him out before you walked upstairs? Were you afraid?
Terrified is more of the word.
As long as he was in the suitcase, he couldn't harm you.
Correct.
Judging by the long pause, I think James knows that was a stupid question.
Did you want him to calm down?
You're going to get mad at me if I just don't put it on because we're right down the street.
That's your decision.
Well, I don't know how to do it otherwise.
There's 20 card at 1065 of disturbance on Goldenrod.
If you want to wear it, you got to click it from this side and it buckles on that side. It's opposite.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Straight A student. Now we're back at the apartment. Sarah's locked out. She's going to have to call Brian in a little while. However, George is in the house asleep. Let me rewind to the good part. We'll hear Sarah say, "I can't get kicked out," speaking about the apartment manager, the conversation they had about if there was one more incident, she and George would be evicted, although she allowed Sarah to lock George out.
I can't get out of my house.
Well, you told me you're already getting kicked out.
No, I can't.
Is there a back door or a sliding door or anything?
Yes. You mean...
No, you're good.
If you go 10-12, just let us know.
Yep.
I said you already bailed.
What's your plan if you did?
I'm not want to call the police.
How are you going to get inside?
My ex-husband actually has a spare key.
Sarah has fled to former husband's house in the middle of the night, locking herself out, leaving George in the house, sleep, unsuspecting a thing, continually waking Brian and Lucas. But just as they were about to go back to sleep, Sarah realizes she's locked out. Meaning, somebody call Brian, please. He needs to wake Lucas up and bring her a key now.
Number 2112. 124 Delta, 124 Charlie, you okay?
Hello.
2112.
Locked on the back.
Oh, so he locked the back too.
Yeah, the back's locked. Hey, well, you want to call your ex-husband? You got a phone?
It's about the time.
Okay.
That's not to say that he's not in the house.
The elevator's on the second floor, he's gonna leave.
Excuse me?
That's not to say that he's not in there, just because the doors are locked.
I
don't understand what you're trying to say. Do you think he's inside?
Yes.
Okay, well, we need a key so we can get inside and see if he's inside. That's what I'm getting at.
And if your phone's gonna die, there's a charger in back on the back side of the porch.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah transforms into a different creature when she's drunk. Did you hear? It's not to say that he's not in there. The officer's like, what? Look at her over there. Listen, she's calling Brian.
Hey, if he's in the house, he's not coming to the door, but you have my spare key. I can't get in. If you could, there's no other way of me getting in my house. Unfortunately, can you please bring me the spare key? Yes, please. Out front. The front door and back door. I have no way of getting in.
121 Echo, yes, just logging in check.
Where does he live at, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
Is that you said that's your ex?
No, it's my husband.
He lives just right down Colorado.
Okay, thanks.
121 21 Charlie, Charlie 29.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Is your this your who you think is your ex-boyfriend? Is that correct?
This is my place.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's a simple question. Your boyfriend or ex-boyfriend?
Two souls in one body.
I don't know what to call him.
Hey, it's one or the other. That's a pretty easy one.
Yes.
Okay. Does he not have any weapons?
No.
Okay.
He was arrested last week for bad TV.
You guys actually want to get the tips in my ear.
I saw he was arrested before. Was that on you also, like a month ago?
Yeah.
It was last week.
Here. Look.
Mm-hmm.
120 Bravo, 120 Charlie.
That's why I called you all. And again, I was sleeping.
2115.
He hates it when I sleep.
How much has he had to drink tonight?
Only God knows.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
2 drinks. And that was what, 4 hours ago?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the layout of the house? Is it both floors?
Yes.
Is this part of your... Yes. So it's these 2 windows right there?
Yes.
What kind of vehicle does he drive?
I guess you stay up here. I'm going to go around the back for a second.
The detective is going to head around the back to look on the famous patio to see if he can see George in the house. Somehow George, being awakened out of his sleep and hiding in the tub, after this, he was discovered in the suitcase. Sidebar, this next portion of the video, I will narrate, and it sounds so creepy to me. This was like 11 months ago, 10 months ago. I just want you guys to hear my thoughts and what I felt as I watched this body cam footage. So let's go. It makes me think Sarah could have easily said, "Hey George, the police are at the door, hide." There was something very sinister about the way she called him stupid and laughed as if he fell for some type of trick or joke on that horrible suitcase video. She was getting a real kick out of it, like she had tricked him into the suitcase somehow.
Stupid.
I know there are a lot of theories,
Sarah.
but that could possibly be
That's my name.
one.
Don't wear it up.
George was unaware he was in constant danger with Sarah from his family, the neighbors, the police, everyone around. She painted a picture of George as he was a monster, when all the while she was the true monster. The detectives are heading back to the front door, but take a listen. You'll hear the mention of the infamous bat that belonged to Lucas, and it just shows how dangerous Sarah was. She knew that George wasn't a threat. She didn't want the police to use any force with him. She just wanted him to be punished so that he can stay in line for her. Can you see? I don't know if you can see Brian. He pulled up, gave her the keys. She just snatched the keys and gave them to the cops.
He's hanging out here.
I am. I'm not going in there.
It says his name's George.
There's no weapon.
Okay.
Ask for me.
That's Lucas's.
Well, I know, but
He's not that stupid.
124 charge. I'm just telling them.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Can we get minimum traffic for building check? Ready to make an announcement? Yep.
You guys don't have to do that.
Man, we have a way to do things.
Okay.
Just let's
Thank
do our
you.
thing, okay?
Now open the door.
Want to make announcements? Sheriff's office, you in there? Come on out. A little louder. A little louder. Get in there. Sheriff's office.
Okay.
You in there? Come on out.
All right, behind you. You're okay.
See, this part pisses me. Excuse me. This part upsets me. She knows George isn't a threat. She's even getting upset with the authorities. No, don't do that. You guys, you don't have to do that. She knows he's in the house asleep. She just wants them to put the fear of God in him, please. The authorities eventually gain entry into the apartment. They find George. He's going to be scared out of his mind, hiding in the bathtub, probably wondering what's going on. Can you imagine you're in your house asleep with your mate? You wake up, your mate is nowhere around. You hear the police banging at the door. You have a warrant, so you're scared. So you're just going to try to be quiet and hope they go away. Not knowing your mate is outside with them, helping them gain entry, pretending like she doesn't know what's going on. George does have a stay away order to stay away from Sarah from the last arrest that we reviewed with the blue V-neck shirt. So he will be arrested this time. Not before detectives were able to get in and get his side of the story. There is the famous picture we have of George sitting on the edge of the bed. The bathroom was inside of the bedroom, so they probably pulled him out of the tub, set him on the edge of the bed there, and heard everything he had to say. Like, what? I was asleep. I don't know what's going on. So this officer fed up, he's about to confront Sarah.
So, he gave me his side of things. I need you to give me your side of things in person right here. I know we kind of talked on the phone, but I need you to tell me what happened tonight. So what happened?
Okay, well, pardon my language, because it's not me. I was called a cunt and a bitch.
Okay.
And I'm not a mother to my son.
Okay.
All the while, nonetheless, I was sleeping before that.
Okay. So you're woken up to him calling you. Is that what you're saying?
I thought that I'm like, feed the beast, go outside and smoke a cigarette with him.
Okay.
Try to calm things down. Well, the whole time I was there saying nothing. Nothing. I was called names.
Okay. So you guys were smoking a cigarette, and he was calling you names, being verbally aggressive with you. Verbally abusive.
Before that, where I'm like, I don't want to get hit anymore, so I'm just going to go downstairs and smoke a cigarette with him to try to calm him down.
Okay. So you're saying, okay, I'm trying to get a timeline of things. So start from the beginning and give me the timeline.
I was asleep.
I don't, not literal time, but in a reference of incidents, how they occurred tonight.
I was asleep, and again, he comes in and wakes me up.
He wakes you up. Okay.
He's out of sorts.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure things out.
Okay.
Where it's like, don't make it worse. just go downstairs with him because he gets mad at me because I go to sleep.
Okay.
I go downstairs, smoke a cigarette. The whole time I'm being belittled.
Okay.
Pardon me for saying talk shit about.
And then?
I walked off barefoot.
Okay, so when did he hit you? You said he hit you.
That was in the bedroom.
When? I just asked for a
When
timeline.
he woke me up.
Okay. He woke you up. By hitting you? Is that what you're telling me? Or what happened? I need you to
He
tell.
kicked the door open. He's kicked the
You're
door.
adding a lot of details that I need you to be very concise with.
Yes, sir.
When I'm telling you, I need a timeline of the events.
Yes.
How am I going to corroborate your story?
He kicked the door open 4 times.
Uh-huh.
The 4th time, I gave in. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I got punched in my ear. On the 4th time. Where I was like, don't do it anymore. Just go downstairs. Go smoke a cigarette.
Okay.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
And then I walked off barefoot.
Okay. And on the phone, you told me that you attacked him as well.
I didn't attack him.
You said you exchanged, you had a physical altercation on the phone. That's what you told me.
I pulled him off of me.
He said he has marks because I was fighting for my life.
I was being honest with you.
Okay.
Busted.
So what happened? Because you didn't include any of that in there.
This is what happened.
But you didn't include any of that information in the story you just told me, so I'm trying to get a timeline of what happened.
Then I come downstairs.
So he
I'm
kicks
trying to
the
help
door
you.
open.
4 times.
He kicks the door open 4 times. And then what? And then what happens?
He's always talking about his kids. I'm, pardon me for saying, a cunt and a bitch. And not a mother.
Okay.
Former mother.
I'm just trying to sleep.
Okay.
So, feed the beast. Go downstairs. That's after this.
So why are you leaving that out? You're not telling me how that happened. Again, that's like the 3rd time you've done
I
that.
don't know what you want me to tell you. He got on top of me and punched me in my
That's
ear.
what I want you to tell me.
Yes.
And I've asked you like 4 or 5 times.
Okay, well, I didn't know you needed that specific.
You didn't even include it at all.
In the ear. I saw white.
Okay, so he kicks the door open, jumps on top of you, punches you in the ear. Am I right? Or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay. You're just
So-
sleeping in bed.
As I was last time.
Negative earned.
He doesn't like it when I sleep. I just try to avoid it. So I go to sleep.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? I just would rather sleep. I'm always tired.
Well, why was he back here?
You tell me, and we'll both know.
Well, he's been here for days. No? He hasn't been here for days, and you guys haven't been getting along all fine and good?
He was here, what's today? Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Was it yesterday?
I'm gonna say he was here on Monday. His bike is here, his clothes are here. Get what you have to get and go. He doesn't like it when I say that. That's why this happens.
1225 Mizell, apartment number
It's not fair. Ask the neighbor down here. Ask that neighbor over here.
Okay.
Ask his boss.
Sarah, I'm asking you.
I'm telling
How come when he contacts you after you know he has a no contact order, why don't you call the police?
Creepy.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Why are you getting in trouble if he contacts you?
I got in trouble last time.
One
I
last
gotta
time.
take my son to school tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Plethora of emotions.
Sleep in my bed. It's not fair. Remove him, please.
Sarah, I'm going to do my job. Don't worry about that. What I want to know is why you're not doing your part in all of this.
Because I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
So when he contacts you 3 days ago, why don't you call the police? Knowing that he's not supposed to be contacting you. Why are you doing that? I would love that.
His whole family despises me. I'm afraid
That has
of
nothing
his
to do with
family. Yes, it does.
Okay, but you called us tonight,
Yes.
right?
Because that.
Okay.
There's so many things that he has done.
And you guys are going back and forth with each other. This has happened numerous times, but for some reason you guys still live together, right? You guys still are together.
Technically doesn't live here. He lives at his parents' house.
Okay. You're getting caught up in that. That's not the point I'm trying to make. Why are you feeding into an unhealthy relationship?
Sometimes
You don't have
sure
an
what I'm
answer?
supposed to do.
Okay.
I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of his family. My son can't come over here because he's here.
He doesn't live here.
He doesn't live here.
Then why? Okay.
He did previously. But since all of this has happened and I continue... I'm surprised my ex-husband even brought the key over. I think he wants to do the same thing where it's just get him out. I want to see my son. It's not fair.
Okay.
What? Is that why she called Brian that night to help her?
You guys gonna fill out all the paperwork for me? All the domestic violence paperwork?
Like I have always.
Is that a yes? I'm looking for a yes or no. It's a yes?
He was hiding in the bathtub. I told you guys he was here.
Yes.
He was hiding in the bathtub. I told you guys he was here.
Yes.
He was hiding in the bathtub. I told you guys he was here.
Yes.
He was hiding in the bathtub. I told you guys he was here.
Oh, the plethora of emotions this evokes in me. How are you guys feeling watching this? He's in the shower. I told you. She knew. She put on this big production. Flee. She fled to former husband's house, woke the entire household up, disrupted the peace just to get there and get George arrested? For what? For bragging rights? She's sitting in the interrogation like, I've gotten him arrested 5 times. He's went to jail. Scott's like, and you bailed him out every time. I know. I'm with Scott. He's like, so where does this game end? I'm confused. What's the plot? What's the point of this game? You kick him out, then beg him to come back. Beg his entire family. Lure him back over with promises of fun and peace. Once he gets there and gets comfortable, inebriated, you strike. Stealthy you. Negative earned. Then what's really bonkers is she drags her former husband into her new relationship as well as her minor child and considers that being an excellent mother to him. Oh, Sarah. Could that be why we all enjoy watching her sweet karma as she kicks and screams from her little bitty cell in close confinement, sipping hand sanitizer and dreaming of delicious delights and hot food? Don't forget this successful appeal. Shout out to you guys. You guys okay down there in the chat? Leave me some trophies to let me know you're a straight A student. All my favorite scoundrels. We are still docket watching. It's officially day 60? 60 days since August 25th when we attended the family law case. The trial, the family law trial. This case has been wild. I'm so fractious. Like the music George plays. Gets me a little fractious. Waiting to see the malicious response. I know it's going to be malicious. Judge Jackson is crafting a specific plan for Sarah. Her prison parenting plan, it'll be out the window. I don't even think she's going to go with Brian's. Those are just suggested plans. I think she's going to come and surprise us all. What do you think? Nonetheless, meanwhile, presentistically. Let's listen to a rewind of Sarah complaining about Brian and hot meals, hot food. I tell you, she's been making her paper trail for years, creating her documentation for Brian now. You know, he's the apple of her eye now since George is gone. Brian is her target and his money. Shout out to you guys if you made it this far. Special thanks to my mods, mod love, subscribers, members, mods. You guys keep an incredible chat. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you did make it this far, don't forget, please go over to Tanika's 2 cents, leave a bunch of trophies in the chat. Let her know that we are thinking about her, wishing her well for the new baby. Baby watch. The baby came before Judge Jackson came back with a verdict. Judge Jackson, where are you? Sarah to Brian. I keep trying to call you, as I'm sure you are aware, and avoiding, since I know you did not order the measly hot meal for Mother's Day after you told me multiple times you did. The final delivery was yesterday. There is no more hot food going forward. Why did you keep lying, telling me you ordered? Even after I explained the importance and the long wait for trying to participate with others in the dorm, you've not allowed me to do to date. Why? I really don't know what to say about how you are such a despicable liar. Why? And you even denied me commissary, $20, stating to me it was because you were going to purchase a hot meal and my small food package and $6 hymnal I've been waiting for. You keep telling me it's coming and you're going to order. I spent only $8 out of the $20 because I thought you were going to order the hot meal and could eat off of that for a few days. Did you purchase the food package? Keep it kosher? I spent only $8 out of the $20 because I thought you were going to order the package. I bought paper and pens and stamps from the $8 I spent out of the $20. Also knowing I had medications pending to ration the little bit you gave me. I'm asking now for the Jumping Java small coffee package also now, since you did not purchase my promised, lied about hot plate, which no longer is even being served, and I told you about daily to ensure ordering in time. If you made it this far, I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.